Hello, folks. I have with me today Steve Group with the Big Shaggy Buffalo Ranch at Urbana, Ohio. And Steve raises buffalo and does a number of different things with production and raising buffalo for food. Steve, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I am good. I wonder, why buffalo?
You know, I've always had such a fascination with the buffalo, even when I was a kid. And there's just such a majestic animal, and to think that we almost lost them back in the 1800s. It went from between 60 to 70 million when Columbus first come here, down to around 500 animals by the late 1880s. And they made a comeback, and now there's approximately 400,000 plus in the United States. And
Steve, you're also involved in buffalo production. Tell us about your operation.
well, we have 84 head right now, cow, calf, and we have 3 breeding bulls.
Your buffalo at your ranch are in a situation where they're raised much like cattle. What do you feed them, and how do you handle them, and that sort of thing?
They have pasture. We don't have quite as much pasture as we would like to have right now, but so we have hay for the animals 365 days a year, and we do grain them a little bit and try to keep their nourishment and everything up. For years, people thought, well, buffalo, they could just have anything. And that's true to survive, but to flourish, they're no different than any other animal. They have to have good nutrition.
Unlike cattle, there are some special provisions that need to be done. You don't go out and scratch them behind the ears and that sort of thing, as I've seen before. Tell me how you do handle buffalo.
We have a professional handling system that's made strictly for buffalo. It's basically the same as for beef, except it has a lot more metal in it. It's just a beefier setup. You're right, we don't go out with them except only in a skid loader or a tractor, and we definitely respect them because they are a wild animal, and they can jump 6 foot, they can sprint 40 mile an hour, and they can turn on a dime. They don't look like it. They're usually just kind of laying around, look like big old slow, oafy, pokey animals, but that's the farthest thing from the truth. I tell you, they are really quick.
Many of our audience, I'm sure, has been to Yellowstone National Park, and sometimes you will observe visitors getting out of their car and patting buffalo on the head.
Yeah, we don't do that at our place. We have one animal, a little 2-year-old heifer that was the first one born at our ranch, and my wife Joey, she spoiled that little heifer. She was born June 1st, so I named her Junebug. And she will come up to you. You can pet her, you can lay on her, you can rub her head, you can rub her belly. She's just a sweetheart. But at the same time, she's still a wild animal, and we definitely keep an eye on her, you know. But she really is a nice animal. But she's the only one that will do that. The rest of them maybe will come up and maybe sniff your finger. And once they do that, they turn away. That's it. They're done. They don't want any more contact with humans.
We keep talking about buffalo. They really aren't what we'd refer to as buffalo, correct?
That's right. The true buffalo is the African Cape buffalo and the Asian water buffalo. What we call buffalo here in the United States and North America is actually bison. Actually, the scientific name is bison. But when the explorers come over in the early 1600s, they called them buffalo because that's kind of what they look like to them. So that name is stuck, and they've been calling them buffalo for 400 years, so that's good enough for me. So.
These buffalo, as I understand, you process them and for meat. What would a person expect as far as purchasing buffalo meat? Do you have steaks or burgers or that sort of thing?
We have everything from bulk, ground bulk for like chili or spaghetti or anything like that. We have burgers, roast steaks, brats, hot dogs, bologna, summer sausage, just anything that you would normally get from a cow or from beef, you can get from buffalo, except it's way better for you.
And being low cholesterol and that sort of thing, do you find a lot of popularity with the American public as far as eating buffalo meat?
I tell you, I'm amazed at the amount of people that come in that's never had buffalo, but they have heard someplace that buffalo is good for you. And we have, it affects everyone that eats it as far as like cholesterol, but we have 3 customers that have drastically lowered their cholesterol just from eating the buffalo. It absolutely does do what it says.
Well, you heard it fresh, folks. I'm here with Steve Group with the Big Shaggy Buffalo Ranch in Urbana. We'll see you down the road.
Down the Road is brought to you in part by Prince Agra, makers of Omnigen AF, advancing animal nutrition for healthy animals, and Woodruff Enterprise of Springfield, Ohio,